The Lonesome Pine Raceway ran a special Monday night race, which included, among other things, free pace car rides for the kids in attendance. Now, Wade Day earned the pole Monday evening in the late model class by just a fraction of a second over Wayne Hill. Day then accepted a challenge from the track to start at the rear of the field. If he could come from the rear and take the win, Day would earn an additional $100 bonus. Day barely made it around the track as a backstretch wreck knocked fifth-place qualifier Brian Blevins out of the race for the second week in a row, right in front of. Blevins was clearly upset, pointing to a move made by fourth-place qualifier Royce Peters, which created that contact and sent Blevins hard into the inside wall. It wasn't Peters' only altercation of the race. On the second lap, Peters tagged Blevins' grandfather, Paul Schul, coming out of turn 4, and that sent Schul spinning. That second and final caution had the Blevins and Schul teams pointing fingers and protesting along pit lane. Meanwhile, on the third attempt to start the race, Hill checked out from the rest of the field. That included Buddy Talbert in second place and Josh Hale in fourth, just behind Peters. They restarted in fifth, but wasted no time making up positions. He passed Josh Hale on the outside on the restart, then Peters on the outside on lap 5, and finally Talbert on the outside on lap number 8. By that time, Hale had pulled to about a half straightaway lead and maintained that over the next 30 laps. But by lap 40, Day began to reel in Hale. As they hit the 10-to-go mark, Dale was only about 5 car lengths back. Behind him, Talbot was safely in third, but Schul took his revenge on Peters for the earlier contact by completing a pass on Peters for fourth place with just 8 laps to go. With 5 to go, Day was right on Hale's back bumper. The crowd in the grandstands could be heard over the racing as Day made that pass for the lead. With just 3 laps to go, he sailed home for the victory. Hale finished second just ahead of Talbot. Schul, Peters rounded up fifth. It's always special when fans get to see a first-time winner. That's what happened in the 25-lap Mod 4 feature as Abington racer Rocky Yates overcame an early spin to take home his first career win. Yates qualified fourth fastest but got a good jump on the initial start. He made the pass for the lead just ahead of pole sitter Jody Bostic on lap 2. That initial lead was short-lived, however. T.J. O'Quinn made contact with Yates a lap later in turn 3, and that sent Yates spinning. That spin caused a calamity in that corner as a tightly packed scramble to avoid contact. Then Bostic came out of the incident the worst off. He suffered front-end damage. That required attention in the pits. Former track champion Freddie Taylor held the lead on the restart. Yates, who'd restarted in 7th, slowly marched through the field and took the lead with 5 to go. He then survived a green-white checkered finish following a lap 23 caution for a stalled car. He takes the win over Taylor Jr., O'Quinn, Bostic, and Brad Ball in 5th place. That wasn't the only green-white checkered finish of the evening. Last week's winner, Linton Perry, started in the rear for the Pure 40 30-lap feature, and it's debatable whether or not he would have caught the top runners of Tom Hodges and Stacy Castle. That race gone caution-free, but when Perry's son Tony Perry spun to bring out the caution on lap 19, that bunched up the field. Linton Perry then took advantage of track position, making the pass for the lead just 5 laps later. With 2 laps to go, second-place runner Hodges suffered a mechanical problem. That put fluid down on the track and caused him to spin. That set up a green-white checkers finish, but Perry then held off Castle for the win. Meanwhile, Tony Perry, who restarted 4th, took 3rd from Jeff Bobo on the last lap. Following post-race inspection, the trophy was taken away from Linton Perry and awarded to Castle after officials determined that Perry's Honda was too light. Last week, Chris Tennell bought new tires for the 35-lap street stock feature and ran away from the field. This week it was Kirby Gobble's turn with fresh rubber. It gave him the grip he needed to maintain a lengthy lead over Tennell throughout the race on his way to victory lane. Gobble's impressive victory burnout on the front stretch likely used up a bit of that new rubber. Tennell finished second ahead of Rob Austin, Bradley Stanley, and Jamie Mills in 5th. Jamie Caudle ended Travis Watson's long streak of poles in the Legends division, but couldn't keep Watson out of victory lane. From the outside of the front row, Watson jumped to the lead at the drop of the green and pulled away throughout the 15-lap feature, finishing ahead of Caudle, Steve Mitchell, Greg Turner, and Janice Humble in 5th. And Caleb Rourke made it 2 impressive wins in a row in the 10-lap Hornets race. He won over Anthony Watson, and Mitch Gibson finished 3rd. LPR is going to open for a full lineup of racing on Saturday. Grandstands open at 3 o'clock with qualifying at 5 and racing beginning at 7 o'clock. And as always, admission is only $5.